So I am finally done with my second field placement at Cary. Um, I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to this year or this semester. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot like last semester, where I sat in the back and observed and didn't really get to know the students and interacted with them once or twice. Um, but from the start, Mr. Kobe, who's my instructor, kind of threw me right in. And the first day, she gave me a worksheet and said, "Okay, lead the class." Now, she didn't know I was a freshman, which was a good thing because I was very unprepared to do that, to lead the worksheet, but she said I did great for where I was in my stages of learning how to be a teacher. I did fine. Um, and I don't know, the first couple of weeks, I got to know one boy really well in particular. His name was Carter. Um, Carter was an interesting kid. He clearly uh, had ADHD, but his parents were unwilling to put him on an IEP. Um, so he was just kind of. Of course, he really didn't need an IEP yet, but for first grade, he would. I guess that's what Mr. Kobe was thinking. But yeah, uh, Carter was great. Carter attached to me because I was the only male in the room, and the only other male the class would encounter over their day was the gym teacher, and they only see him Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 30 minutes. Um, so I bonded with Carter early on, uh, and then I started working with the same couple groups of kids, Carter, Drake, and Tristan. Um, they're great kids, but they like to mess around and not do their work. So I was kind of in charge of making sure they got their work done, and that was fine because I got an idea of working with students in a smaller setting. Um, I really think that was beneficial to me to start off small and then work my way up to managing an entire classroom. Um, I also worked a lot with doing reading testing in the hallway. Uh, that was interesting. Also, another thing that I just thought of, um, it was a great experience working with every subject and not just history like I was with Mr. Damschroeder first semester. Um, Having the ability to jump from like, all right, now we're gonna do math, now we're gonna do reading, now we're gonna go back to math, back to reading, now we're gonna do social studies. It was a lot of fun because it wasn't the same topic every day or all the time. We switched it up. Uh, we kept it moving, which I think we had to for the kids. But yeah, normally I would eat in the teacher's lounge just because the cafeteria was pretty hectic. But one day I did eat in the cafeteria, and it was an interesting time. The kids were very confused why I was eating with them, so that was the last time I did that. But that was an interesting experience. I'm not really sure what to talk about other than I know for sure now that I would like to do early childhood. I don't know. Another kid I connected with was Owen. Owen didn't realize I was a teacher until about the fifth week I was there. He thought I was another student. which I know I look young, but I think I'm a little tall for kindergarten. That's just my opinion. Uh, yeah, so Owen thought I was a student, and he was getting mad that I wasn't going to gym with them. Uh, and every time they had free time, he's like, "Will you come play with me?" And I'm like, "No, not this time, Owen. I'm sorry." Uh, and then he would run off, go play, and have fun. But one day I said, "Yeah, okay, sure, I'll play with you," because Mr. Jacoby didn't have anything for me to do. She just said, "Go look around, do whatever, you're fine for the next 15 minutes." So I went and I sat down with Owen, and he brought out these little like building block things, and gradually another girl, Alicia, came over, and then Carter came over, and then another girl came over, another girl came over, then a boy came over, and eventually they were all helping me build this one thing, because I had asked them to find me all the blue pieces they could, because I was going to try and make a whale. That's beside the point, but I was trying to make a whale. So they just started rooting around in this box for all the blue pieces, and it was very cute. I'm not sure why I'm telling that story, but it's one of the only ones that comes to mind. Uh, no, I honestly am glad I was able to do kindergarten because I really had a lot of fun. It was a great experience. But one of the things I kind of regret is not doing more in the classroom. Uh, I had multiple opportunities where I could have stepped up and led lessons and stuff like that, but I was kind of scared because with my dyslexia, uh, it's I can't read things out loud perfectly yet. I still have to work on that. Uh, and I was mostly nervous from a story my mom told me about her student teacher this semester who also has dyslexia, and he would say the wrong word while reading to the children. So that kind of terrified me because what if I read the wrong word and embarrass myself in front of the children and my mentor teacher? So any opportunity I was given to read in front of the classroom, I didn't take. So I kind of regret that. And the one time I did read in front of the class, I read them a chapter from one of the Flat Stanley books. It went perfectly fine. I don't know why I was worried, but I don't know. It worked out in the end. Yeah. Another fun thing was uh, the last day of placement. My kids had a field trip that I was unable to go on. Uh, so I spent the day with Mrs. Etzinger, who's a second grade teacher and actually the mother of one of the girls I was teaching. Uh, Mrs. Etzinger was awesome. They were still doing standardized tests, and she felt very bad that I came in on a very boring day. But it honestly was fine, and it was uh, astonishing how in 2 years how independent the kids become. Uh, of course, there's still need for a teacher to be there, supervise them, make sure they're doing their work. But it was ridiculous just coming from kindergarten to see uh, Mr. Kobe give a direction and have to go around to certain kids in the class and make sure they understood that direction. With Mrs. Etzinger, she told them once, they all got it. that was not what I was expecting for 2 years after kindergarten. Um, yeah, that basically sums up my placement. It was a great time and I loved it. And I hope that even though I'm not doing Echo first semester next year, uh, I intend to do it second semester. I would like to try and go to an urban school and then first semester junior year go back to Cary, um, and possibly teach in second grade with the kids I had in kindergarten. But that'll be up to you. All right, thanks.